Hello YouTube, it's Leo here again from One Technology with another video. Now today we're going to be talking about tablets and iPad versus Samsung. So stay tuned and you get to see a fun little video I came up with. Alright, so what we got here today is latest generation iPad 6, and we have an older Galaxy Tab 3 from 2013. I found this in my office somewhere, and the main reason I want to do the video is because this tablet, the Samsung Tab 3 came out in 2013, which is a year after the iPad first made its introduction into the world. So I just wanted to see how they compare. Now, I'm going to do a couple of things side by side so you can see how they each work and maybe one's better than the other one or whatever you may think. Now, another reason I'm doing this video is because a lot of the communities we visit, I get all these seniors with these tablets and like, oh, I have this tablet, can I use this, can I use that? And then most of them happen to be Android, and that's because we all know that Android's cheaper. Well, not cheaper, but since it's an open source operating system, every company in the world can grab Android and slap it onto any tablet they design, and they can make it cheap or expensive. Gives you more choice. Alright, but the one we're working with today here is the Samsung, which is, a premium device. At least it was when it first came out in 2013. But let's see how it compares to an iPad of today. So now this is a 10.1 screen version, I believe, and the iPad is a 9.7. Now, right off the bat, you can tell, I don't know if you obviously can't tell like I can tell here because I'm right in front of the devices, the screens actually don't look that much different. Samsung's always been known for having great screens, so right off the bat, the screen is not that much different. Now, let's talk about like the simple things. One of the things that you're gonna know on the iPad is that you cannot use widgets. So right off the bat, you see here on the Samsung Galaxy that we have the Google search bar, which makes it a lot easier for anyone to just search the web. Now, I want to take a look and see how much the load up times are. So I'm gonna swipe over to this screen on my iPad and find the Google Chrome. I have Google Chrome here, so I'm gonna tap on both of them. They should be going straight to Google right now, so let's see how long it takes for them to load up. Let's tap on both at the same time. Alright, well, see, it's not that terrible between this device and the Galaxy Tab. The iPad is not that much ahead of the Galaxy. Obviously it's already telling me Chrome, it just got better, a new version is available. That's an update I'll do later. Now, you also got to keep in consideration the fact that since this tablet is so old, it's not up to standard with Android. It's got Android. Let's check what Android it has. Let's go to settings and let's go to about, and I think it might be running KitKat. So let's go to about device. Ooh, Android 4.4.2. I think that is KitKat, which is really old, but so far it doesn't seem that bad. Now, also as aside from the widgets that you can use on Android, you can actually also change the launcher on an Android device, which I did on this tablet because TouchWiz, as we all know, it's not great. It wasn't great when it came out. I don't think it's even around this morning anymore, but it's definitely not great on this device. So I swapped that with Nova Launcher, which is my favorite on any Android device that I own because it's just quicker, it looks better, and it gives you a more up-to-date feel on the device. So as you can see, let's go back and let's see the image quality. So I also downloaded a couple of pictures, the same picture on both devices, and as you can see, I'm navigating this device and it's not that slow for being so old. The battery seems to be working great too. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know if you can actually capture the quality, but it doesn't look that much different. Obviously, you can tell the Galaxy Tab is a little more pixelated. You can actually, if you look close, you can kind of see the pixels. On this one, it's a little harder, but it is a much newer device. And the picture image itself, I think Samsung is always known to saturate things a little more, like overexpose the pictures, so they seem a little more color concentrated on this side. But nonetheless, it's sort of the same. You're getting the same picture. Now let's go back. They both have home buttons. Also on an Android device, you're going to get other dedicated buttons like the back button, which has always been missing on the iPad, and the options key, which in this case, if you're just on the main, the home page, you touch it, you get like, since I have Nova Launcher installed on the device, You get a quick shortcuts to wallpapers, manage apps, Nova settings, or system settings, which is welcome. Now to get to the multitasking, on an iPad you double tap on the home button. On this one you actually have to hold it, and you get the multitasking. As you can see, they both pop up pretty quick. I'm actually liking this tab. It's not slow. Now let's see how it goes as far as internet speeds. Here at the office we got some pretty good internet. I think it's 400 megabits per second connection. So let's open Chrome again and let's run a quick test. Let's go to a speed test and it should bring up Google's main speed test or Ookla's test, but we'll do Google's. Oh, I put test speed test. Now we're gonna run Google speed test and see how it goes. All right, they're both going. Ooh, the iPad is. Well, as you can see, this is probably the biggest difference. The iPad's getting 182 megabits per second as opposed to Tab is only getting 12 megabits per second. That's a big change. But that's obviously because of all the advances in Wi-Fi technology that's happened in the past 6 years. So you can't really blame Galaxy for that. As far as the uploads, they're not as much of a difference, but it actually does double it from the iPad to the Galaxy Tab. Well, that was expected. That's not shocking news. Now, what else should we compare on this bad boys? The settings are good. The swiping, the actual touch is not bad. As you can see, the tab is very responsive. Let's open the app drawer. One more difference in Android. Android gives you an app drawer as opposed to an iPad that has all the apps on screens at all times. Well, you can still make folders, which you can make folders here too as well. So you can see we have some folders already made. Nova Launcher creates the folders automatically for Google Apps, so as you can see that. Folders look the same. I do not think that the response is that much difference. Obviously, if you're into technology, if you're into new devices, if you have a brand new phone, you'll definitely notice a difference using an older tab, Galaxy Tab, as opposed to using an iPhone or an iPad. But for my students, for anybody who comes up to me with Galaxy devices or Android tablets for that purpose, they're not bad. I know I always tell them get an iPad, and it's only because iPads are easier to use relatively. These days, it's all pretty much the same. You get icons for apps, you get to make folders, you get to go on the internet. Internet is the biggest point. And as we can see here, the tab falls a little bit behind on the internet side because it's just an older device, and I'm sure it has an older Wi-Fi components in it. I don't even know if it supports ABGN or it definitely doesn't have AC, an AC adapter in there, but that's just one of the things you're going to give up if you're going to go ahead and try to find this somewhere and buy an older tab, which you can still find them. I did a little research before the video. You can find this for about $100 if you get lucky online, eBay. There's many stores you can do that. iPads, we all know that they stick to their price pretty well, and they hold their value a lot better. A brand new iPad's going to run you $320 as opposed to this one. You'd probably get a used one for $100. It's not a bad device. And that's going to conclude this video for today. Maybe I'll do a more in-depth video later on. And I even have an original iPad. Maybe I'll put those up to par and see how they match up. Now, thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the likes button. If you loved it, subscribe so you can see more videos about technology that we do here at One Technology. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much.